Those of us who remember the 1960s remember a time of intense tragedy. The Vietnam War was raging, killing many of our own young people as it inflicted untold harm on a ravaged land far away. A series of shocking assassinations brought down some of America's most inspiring leaders. The constant Cold War nightmare of nuclear threat ensured that fear dominated the daily lives of people. But during that same period of time, remarkable scientific advances opened up new roads and new hopes. The space program, culminating on July 20th, 1969, with the first human stepping onto the surface of the moon, provided a tremendously exciting new frontier. The first laser was made to work in that same decade, opening up a wealth of new possibilities in every field. Computers, huge, bulky affairs taking up most of a building, were beginning to do things no one ever dreamed possible. For me, one of the most memorable moments of that era was December 3rd, 1967. I can recall it so well, as the whole world woke up to breaking news out of South Africa that Dr. Christian Barnard had performed the very first human heart transplant. A 53-year-old man by the name of Louis Washkansky received the heart of Denise Darval, a young woman who had been run over by a car. Following the 9-hour surgery, Louis's new heart was electrically shocked into action, and Denise's heart was now beating inside the chest of a man. It was unbelievable. The man with the new heart was able to talk and walk. Even though he ended up dying of pneumonia just 18 days after the transplant, those 18 days had revolutionized medicine, showed that the unimaginable was now imaginable, and paved the way for greater and greater successes. A heart had been moved, and a whole new age of medicine had dawned. We all know people who would seemingly benefit from a change of heart. If we could take all the hard-hearted, closed-hearted, cold-hearted, half-hearted people of this world and implant into them the heart of, say, a Mother Teresa, what a different world we would have. Hearts can be moved precisely because they can be broken. And the broken hearts are the ones most capable of wholehearted love. Mother Teresa's constant prayer was, "May God break my heart so completely that the whole world falls in." Jesus' own heart was moved to pity at the death of the young man. Not pity for the dead boy. What is there to pity in a soul returning to God? But for his poor widowed mother, now grieving the loss of her only child and her only support. In an instant of remarkable transplant, the boy now had a heart that would beat again, and the mother a heart that could hope again. 3 hearts were moved that day. One of the most moving images left us in the gospel is that of Jesus reclining at the Last Supper, his beloved disciple resting his own head on Jesus' breast. Down through the ages, mystics and artists and saints have contemplated that touching scene of powerful intimacy and have marveled at what this young man, the one Jesus loved, must have been feeling and hearing as he listened in love to the beating of the heart of his beloved friend. Perhaps no one else besides Jesus' own mother had ever felt that wonderful heartbeat so directly, so powerfully, so intimately. Did the young man sense the sorrow, the anxiety with which this heart of hearts was beating in these terrible moments before the Passion of Good Friday? Did he feel in that awesome rhythm the compassion, the pity, the complete understanding of every human sorrow which pulsated powerfully from this heart so bursting with love? Our ancient tradition has passed on to us many comforting images of the Christ. We have the baby Jesus in the crib, the praying Jesus in the desert, the preaching, healing, wonder-working Jesus, and the woodworking, bread-blessing, wine-drinking Jesus. We have Jesus in a boat, Jesus on a donkey, and Jesus on his own tired bare feet. We see Jesus sweating blood in a garden, hanging naked from a cross, and emerging glorious from a tomb. Christ the Good Shepherd, Christ the King, Christ the ascended Son of God. All these beloved images bring us closer to who he was and who he is. But of all the beautiful images which have come down to us, my favorite, and the one which speaks most to my heart, and I believe to the heart of humanity, is the traditional ancient image of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Here we see a human heart, a compassionate heart, a wounded heart, a heart literally on fire with love, a heart capable of being moved and capable of moving hearts and worlds. Here we see Jesus in all his humanity, with a heart that could love and be broken just like yours and mine. But to listen to this heart, so human and so alive, is to hear the rhythm of the heart of God, the pulse of the universe, the heart of God which called the world into existence, the heart of God whose every beat renews the life of the world. If we are honest, we see that we could all use a transplant of heart. If I could pick my donor, and I can, this is the heart I would like planted into my breast. Jesus, meek and humble of heart, make my heart like unto thine. Amen.